defended Britain's membership of the European Union and said those actively seeking a withdrawal are living in cloud cuckoo land. But he also stressed he wasn't prepared to accept measures which were not in Britain's interests. Our chief political correspondent, John Sargent, reports.
Faced with rising pressure to be more decisive on Europe, Mr. Major did what he has so often done before, positioned himself firmly in the middle. His main aim this time, though, was to try to isolate those Tories and others drawn to the idea of leaving the European Union altogether.
The idea that if we were outside the European Union, we could somehow become a trading haven on the edge of Europe, with all the benefits of that vital market of 370 million, while others fix the rules without any regard whatsoever to our vital national interest, seems to me to be cloud cuckoo land.
And if that might sound to Eurosceptics almost glowingly pro-European, there was a bit of Brussels bashing too. A firm no to any attempt to bring in the social chapter under the guise of health and safety proposals.
I do not want to be misunderstood about this. If old agreements are to be broken, I do not see how we can reach new agreements.
It's the beef crisis which has really brought out the tension over Europe. Farmers' leaders went to Downing Street, Tory MPs complained to the chief whip that policy on beef and fish was being allowed to drift. And the millionaire Sir James Goldsmith has frightened Tories with his new Referendum Party. The former leadership contender John Redwood found plenty to agree with him at their meeting this afternoon, but disagreed with his methods, particularly with Sir James's insistence on a referendum now over Europe.
It was a friendly exchange of thoughts. It was a perfectly friendly exchange of ideas.
The Foreign Secretary this evening took a much tougher line. He was scathing about Sir James's idea of a referendum on who should rule Britain, London or Brussels.
To have referendums on what are general questions of opinion, frankly, we have many opinion polls already. It is not necessary to have another one funded by the taxpayer.
Mr. Rifkind and Mr. Major have made a concerted attempt to wrench back the European agenda from the assaulted forces of Eurosceptics. But the battle is by no means over. The more the beef crisis goes on, the more inevitably the tension will rise. John Sargent, BBC News, Westminster.